Hey everyone, welcome back to Automation. So today I thought it would be fun to go ahead and make a limo for El Presidente. I'm talking specifically about the player's character, I guess, the one that lives in that baller mansion and that also does speeches in the game. You know who I'm talking about. But first, we must give in to capitalism, at least slightly, because this video is sponsored by me. It's sponsored by my merch store, automotiveflux.com, where you can pick yourself up a Bugo sticker for $5 USD. That includes taxes, that includes shipping, and I will send it to you anywhere in the world. Become one of the happy many customers. And also, yeah, thank you, capitalism. Back to the video. So when I play Tropico, I try to be a balanced leader. I don't go for full like communism or imperialism or militaristic tendencies. I definitely don't go full environmental, but normally I try to keep it evenly balanced. Today that's not going to happen. We are going to be a tyrannical communist leader by building ourselves a lovely 1965 limo for that period, and my goodness, she gon' be wide. Now the whole point of this is that we can drive down the streets in opulence and show off to our citizens, one, that we are the supreme leader, El Presidente, and then two, that our country is prosperous. We are doing well in gold sales or something. Maybe the slave labor trade is up. Either way, this is going to be a steel ladder, steel with a longitudinal V8 obviously up front, and let's make it double leaves. Yeah, we're gonna need to take some weight here. So because this car was no doubt a gift from the Americans, I'm going to make it a rear-wheel drive V8, which means it's gonna have one heck of a drive shaft. I thought about making it front-wheel drive, but I can't bring myself to do that, so it's going to be rear, but it's going to be massive. It's just going to be a ridiculously sized engine. Why don't we make it like, I don't know, 9.7 liters or something, like just ridiculous opulence. With full cast internals, I think we'll be doing just fine. Power is not really what we need, at least under the hood. No turbos, I'm disappointed. Apparently those didn't exist in 1968, or they just weren't common enough to be included in this game. And it's going to be carbureted, of course. Let's put a 4-barrel on there, make it a twin, because that's more interesting. Standard intake. And the fuel that Tropico has is no doubt low quality, so we'll go with that. Okay, so right out of the gate, the engine is knocking hard because it's a huge engine that there is no way it's going to be able to make it through anything higher than 4,800 RPM, which is not much. Okay, let's raise, well actually we need to lower compression first of all, and then the next thing to do is going to be raise up the fuel mixture. Oh wow. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so I got it into a drivable range. We have 85 octane. It's 84.9 at 7.1 to 1 compression. That's basically nothing, but I guess that makes sense for 70s. It's only gonna have like 100 horsepower, and the fuel economy is going to be horribly terrible. I'm gonna have to mix some words here. Okay, I'm just going down 6.1 to 1 compression, and we can get a lot more power out of it by lowering the fuel mixture. It was running way too rich. 322 horsepower, that seems excessive actually. Maybe I can tone it down a bit. This is one of the few times where I'm toning down an engine just because I feel like it's unrealistic to have it make more than 200 horsepower. It basically needs to be somewhere around maybe 190 or so. That seems realistic for the 70s, although we're not even there yet. Okay, 197 horsepower looks pretty darn good to me. Let's go ahead and do the important stuff, which would be making this look a little bit weirder, because that's what I like. I'm going chrome, more chrome, chrome again, and the intake chrome too. Everything has to be chrome or gold or some combination of the two, because again, this is our show. We need to make sure the citizens know who they're dealing with. Okay, so we have two body options. Basically, oh wow, leaf springs are going to make this into a monster truck, aren't they? We may end up reverting that to be coils if it can't go any lower. I will test that, don't worry. But currently it looks like that. That's kind of a two-tone. And then also we could just go for a single. I think two-tone is appropriate, so let's do it. Okay, so I was messing with the car a little bit and I managed to get it down to a suitable ride height. That is with leaf springs in the back and double wishbone up front. Obviously having leaf springs in the front was a bad idea, but it's fixed now, so we're good. Let's go ahead and make this thing better. And by better I mean chrome, because the first thing I'm going to do is make myself a chrome. El Presidente coming through. So I'm going for a white and gold color scheme, which is controversial to say the least. But I'm going to attempt it. I mean, worst case, we can always come back and change it. Oh man, does this feel like a dictator's vehicle? Am I doing things right? Just wait till you see my 70s styling. Oh boy. Okay, onto the wheels. They're chrome as well, obviously. I think that just makes sense. Let's get some period correct wheels on there, except I have no idea what kind of wheels were used in the 70s. I am not even close to that old. Oh, white walls, yes! Okay, never mind. I found something better, and it's white walls. I totally forgot about those. Okay, let's get on to the styling of the rest of the car. Now, keeping with the theme, obviously it's going to be chrome. We just have to pick our poison here and make sure to get the right type of chrome and also the right sort of things on here. I mean, these cars weren't exactly complicated back in the day, so I should be able to do something. This is going to be very, very, very loosely modeled after a Cadillac. Okay, so I'm going to put my own sort of version of the Spirit of Ecstasy on here. Very likely one of these random birds, just because, you know, we need stuff like this. It's absolutely necessary. Don't question it. Don't worry about it. It's all about opulence. Oh no. Yeah, things are not turning out great. What I'm trying to do though is make it so it has hidden headlights. Okay, obviously it's extremely important that I get a good bumper on here because, well, this car is going to need it. How else are we going to push the savages aside as we run through the city? There are no other ways. We're going to have to put on a big bumper and then possibly maybe try and get a bit more of a bar on here if I can. Oh, that is a huge thing. Goodness. Okay, bumpers are tougher than it seems, but I'm coming up with something here. It's different, I guess. Basically, I just took some of these pieces here and put them over top of the bumps that are normally present in that grille right there. I mean bumper, not grille. Okay, so something that is incredibly important in this build is having some kind of flags out the top. As we are representing our nation here, and it's important that we have flags. Now, it's going to be challenging to put actual flags on these and have them show, so what I'm going to do instead is just make them yellow flags, I guess, and then I'll stick them onto the end of these poles, and that should be good enough. I'll show you what I'm doing though. But basically, I just have those mirrored, and then I'm going to go back into 3D and grab a shape, because in 3D, they tend to actually stay. In 2D, for whatever reason, they only show on one side, so that's why I'm using these. So basically, all you then have to do is shrink it down so it fits, and duplicate it onto the other side as well, and we suddenly have tiny flags that we can color whatever color we want. In this case, it's going to be yellow. Because I think that's fun. But there you go, flags. Okay, so some details have been added, mostly just front end work, trying to pull the thing together because at the moment it just looks like a limo. But having the flags I think is a good touch. And then I was thinking, like, how far should I go with this? Should I get into like armoring? Should I put a turret up on the top of it for the inevitable battles that this tank should face? I am not sure. I mean, I definitely think that there's potential for some future modifications to this car in order to make it a specific application for El Presidente. But I was thinking it should absolutely have a spare wheel, and so I'm bringing one of those out because I think they're fun. That's literally the only reason. And because we're having a spare wheel, we're going to need a bumper that can accommodate it. And then I'll also need to do taillights. Probably gonna need those, kind of important. I was thinking about license plates, and then I realized that, like, is Tropico even gonna have license plates? Would they have that much infrastructure? Probably not, but I'm gonna put one on anyway. Gonna use something from the pack that includes Buco stuff. because it just makes sense. Maybe the old government plate will do. Yeah, the governor is literally here. Every good limo needs one of these, and yes, I am including a emblem on the back as well. In chrome, of course. Everything has to be chrome here. Well, yeah, goodness, we've got the basic design down. Now it's just time for some small El Presidente touches. Alright, the only thing I've changed is there is now a huge sunroof because it's necessary for this car to be paraded around and have the president sticking out at the top of it, waving at people, all that kind of stuff. Those kind of niceties. But other than that, I think I'm done with the styling. I've gone ahead and messed with the drivetrain a little bit. It's rear-wheel drive, auto, 3-speed, making it easy for the driver. We'll come back to the top speed and all this stuff later, but open diff, of course. I'm giving it radials, hard long life, and very skinny wheels. Well, 195s, hopefully good enough. No issues with that so far. I shrunk down the wheel diameter by a bit, and I also shrunk the rim size. It just seemed like 15s was a little bit too big, so we're going 14s. And yeah, the offset is also changed. Hopefully it looks realistic enough. Brakes are pretty basic. I haven't even looked at the graph for this. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit more braking power. Aerodynamics, there are none, and this is basically a flying brick. Interior, I decided to add a bunch of seats to it and made it luxury, just under handmade. I figured handmade was maybe a little bit too much, and we'll give it a phonograph because that sounds kind of fun. Hydraulic power steering, 0 traction aids. Oh yes, this is going to be rough. And advanced safety, because of course we need to keep all of its occupants, especially the one in the back, safe. And yes, this car weighs 2,600 kilos. Suspension-wise, it's basically just the normal stuff. I haven't gone too crazy. I might move it up to comfort. Maybe we can go extreme comfort and see if that helps, but at the moment, I have not set a preset. I'm going to quickly give it a normal preset and just lower that ride height back down. I'll have to come back and change this. I don't want it to be too monster trucking, so that's why the ride height is all the way down. And yeah, we do have a few warnings to contend with. The brakes are not going to be fixable. It's drums on the front and the back, so that's all you get. Back over to the drivetrain. So it says 235, and I don't believe it necessarily. That seems like a bit of a long shot. That might be difficult for us to get up to. 8.6% wheel spin is not much, and the spacing seems fine. Although it could probably go down a little, actually up a little bit, sorry. Up a touch. That first gear is extremely long. Okay, so well, it's gonna understeer no matter what. I don't think there's any fixing that. So I'm actually just gonna leave it. Good luck, getaway drivers. Okay, well, I think I'm ready to spread our agenda into beamng. We probably need to check up on the propaganda, make sure it's still working. And yeah, goodness, maybe stage a bit of a getaway. This is going to be fun, hopefully. Driving a limo in beamng is always interesting, as long as it works. Sometimes they don't. I'll let you know soon. Welcome to Tropico. You can see my pirate cove is over there, my little settlement. Just some small homes for people to live in by the water is right over there. And all of our industry is dispersed amongst the island. It's time for me to give you a tour as El Presidente. So starting off, as I mentioned before, the Pirate Cove is right over there. And Penultimo, please watch where you're going, otherwise I'm gonna have to hire a new driver and send you to our dungeon, which, by the way, is a very beautiful attraction just over yonder. Now you might understand that this car is a little bit too big for the city streets, but don't you worry, there are solutions to that. Eventually we'll be widening everything around here, paving the way for New America. Okay, well that bit is completely dead because I'm terrible at pretending to be El Presidente. We're here in Italy because I felt like it looked the most tropical. Please don't get insulted by that, anybody who's Italian. That is not my intention. But yeah, big American cars in this kind of landscape don't make any sense at all. And this car is also slow as heck, which is what you would expect considering how much it weighs, and also the fact that I totally forgot to tune the suspension. That's fine though. We're bouncing around all over the place, and the brakes hardly work. It's just like the 60s and 70s all over again. By the way, just check out that fuel consumption. A very cool 189 liters per 100 kilometers. My goodness, I know how to make an engine. Either way, driving on this coastline, Penultimo's at the wheel, so that's who I'm blaming for all of these accidents. But this car looks at home here. If you just pretended that this was the small island roads or something. I mean, I don't try and make roads very scenic when I'm making them in Tropico. I make them for, I try to optimize them for the layout that I want for my city. But in this case, I don't know. We have a driving road now, because of course we do. And I think that's pretty much all this car can do, is cruise and stop and then look good. That's pretty much it. I guess we can try it on some torture tests though. Once we find something interesting, I think it'll be time for me to get off the road a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, out of curiosity, I want to see what this car will do on the sand. I mean, Tropico has a lot of sand. It is an island resort, or hell, if you want it to be. Okay, this is pretty firm sand, so no problem here. I was a little bit worried that it wouldn't go at all because it's rear-wheel drive open diff, but yeah, no problem. Definitely slipping though. And there was a lot more to this than I thought there was. Oh goodness, we're bouncing around just a little bit. Yeah, this isn't a Rolls Royce, this is a Cadillac, so I mean, we're floating around, but maybe not quite as luxuriously as we could be. Oh no, what's this? A commoner has decided to try and take out El Presidente. This cannot be. Okay, that's actually been quite successful so far. I am now realizing that this limo is not particularly big. I thought it would be bigger compared to this car, but maybe I've made a poor selection. Yeah, I think we might be in trouble. I should have put some guns on this. Goodness. Oh no, oh no, no! Okay, I think the president just died. There's no way that they lived through that. Oh wow, I failed as a coach builder, haven't I? I can't believe that a car called The Terrible caught up to me. Of all the cars, this had to be the one. Oh yeah, time to pause for a promotional photo, let's say, of the competition being destroyed by the limo. As you can see, they don't stand a chance against me. Look at that thing. It's in flames. It's all broken. Oh yeah, the limo is unscathed after that crash. At least that's what the propaganda is saying. Let's move on. And I missed the turn. Oh, I missed the turn again. Wow. The turning radius on this needs some love, that's for sure. Okay, and the guardrail does too. Well, let's go have a look at another hovel and see how our citizens are doing. Perhaps they are out plotting a rebellion. I don't think that's gonna happen. At least not on my direct watch. It's time that we use the limo to instill fear and love into the hearts of our civilians down by the beach. Oh yes, this is the luxurious area. You can see the propaganda over there, wishing we had planes. Cruising through the streets, showing who's boss. That is exactly what this thing was made for. Ah, and up there I spot my residence. A castle on a hill, one could say. A setting fit for a king. I mean, president, yes, elected official is what I meant to say there. Yeah, let's go. Let's go back to my home. Okay, I gotta say, even though this limo might be really slow to start, once you get up to the speeds that it is capable of, i.e. 160 kilometers an hour, it is actually remarkably smooth, I will say. However, when you try and stop to take an exit, the car cannot handle it, and it vibrates like crazy. Oh man, that was a little bit sketchy there, just a little bit. Yes, the farm fields where we grow our crops, most of which are exported because our people do not deserve to eat. That is not how we run the ship around here. You know, I never thought I'd see the day where this car passed 300 liters per 100 kilometers, but somehow I managed it. Oh my goodness, traveling up these roads. That's 500 right there. Yes, perfection. I knew I made something good. Home sweet home. We made it up to the castle, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to turn into the actual entrance for it. Okay, maybe it's just gonna take a few tries. And it's completely... Well, I mean, this is just a showy burnout, just for the crowd, you know, to show the people whose gas I care about here. Okay, this is not working out, is it? Don't mind me, just moving the car over just a little bit. Hey, look at that, it made it in. Perfect, like it was made to be in here. It's the castle of El Presidente, totally not under construction. We made it. So everybody, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this creation. I realize that it's a little bit basic, but I'm just trying to have some fun here. Just trying to enjoy some little things with not having too much time to make a video this week, to be honest with you. Just ignore those Italian flags, and yeah, this could be Tropico. I mean, you know, it's not actually that far off if you go from a top view. It's not really that far off, is it? But anyway, I had a lot of fun making this. Hopefully you had fun watching it. I'll see you guys again in the next video, and yeah, don't forget to check out the Bugo stickers. They are built stronger than this dam. Probably not, but I can pretend. And I'm hopeful that you guys will continue to be interested in them. I still have quite a few left, and yeah, I think the people who have bought them so far have been pretty satisfied. I can say that because I have not received any complaints. And this channel is not just sponsored by me, but also by those who choose to support it via the join button. We have some people here who have been sticking around for a long time, keeping the support going, and I appreciate it a lot, guys. Specifically Overlord, QT Bear, Terry Williams, Jevo Palms, J.A. Pope, Davis Hester, The German Dude, Mickey K1, Sleep64, Childish Sin, Buckle, Jug, Antisocial, Jared, and that's it for now. Your name could be added to this list if you want it there. $5 a month, I think, and your name will be read out like these guys are. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time.